Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to talk about how generative AI is completely changing the game for businesses. And look, if you're thinking it's all about some clever chatbots answering customer questions, you're not wrong, but you're only seeing the very tip of the iceberg. We're about to dive deep into how this tech is becoming the engine for creating brand new products, solving some really gnarly problems, and, actually driving growth.
So let's just tackle the biggest question I hear right out of the gate. When you say AI to a business leader, their mind often jumps straight to a chatbot. And don't get me wrong, conversational AI is an amazing tool. But saying generative AI is just for that, that's kind of like saying the internet is only for sending email. It's a huge, huge underestimation of what this thing can really do.
The reality is so much bigger. I want you to think of it more like your creative partner, your super fast data analyst, and your efficiency expert all rolled into one powerful package. We're talking about generating completely new, original stuff, from marketing articles to photorealistic images of your products. It can take a 100-page report and give you the key points in seconds. Find that one golden nugget of insight in a mountain of data and just automate all those boring, routine workflows that bog your teams down.
Okay, so to really tap into all that potential, we've got to make sure we're all on the same page. What is this technology really? Let's peel back the curtain a little and look at the core ideas.
Here it is, the simplest and honestly the most important definition you need to know. See, traditional AI is great at analyzing or sorting information that already exists. But generative AI, well, it creates. It takes everything it's learned and produces something that has never existed before. That one word, creates, that is the entire game changer right there.
And this really highlights a key difference. For years, AI has been a total specialist. You train a model to do one thing, like spot fraud, and that's all it could do. Generative AI, on the other hand, is a generalist. Because it's trained on these massive, incredibly diverse data sets, it has this unbelievable flexibility to switch from writing a marketing email to designing a product image to fixing a bug in some code, all in a matter of minutes.
And the engine that's making all this incredible power possible? It has a name. Foundation models. This is the concept that really unlocks everything for businesses today.
So, think of a foundation model like a huge, pre-trained brain. It's already gone to school on a massive chunk of the internet, books, images, you name it. It has a general understanding of how the world works. The real breakthrough for your business is that you can then take this brain and fine-tune it for your specific needs. That means you don't have to build an entire complex AI model from scratch every single time. It's a massive head start.
All right, now this is where it gets really, really exciting. Because when a model can understand more than just words on a page, it can start to understand your business the way you actually see it, in all its messy, colorful complexity.
Let's be honest, your business doesn't run on text files alone, right? It's this complicated mix of spreadsheets, legal PDFs, video calls with your customers, product photos. The list goes on. So a truly useful AI has to understand all of these different formats and, more importantly, how they all connect. And that ability is called multimodality.
This shows you exactly what I'm talking about. It's not just one input, one output. Your marketing team can just describe a campaign idea in a sentence, and the AI generates both a social media copy and a matching image. Your legal team can upload a 50-page contract and just ask it, in plain English, hey, what are our biggest risks here? This ability to think across different types of data is what finally cracks open those really complex, real-world business problems.
Okay, so the concepts are powerful, for sure. But how do you actually put them to work? Let's talk about the tools that make all this stuff a reality.
This is where platforms like Google Cloud become absolutely essential. They give you the whole workbench, tools like Vertex AI, that let you actually build and launch custom AI applications. The key here is that they provide access to those incredibly powerful foundation models we talked about, so your team can focus on solving the business problem, not on building all the complex plumbing from the ground up.
Let's make this super concrete with a real story. So an auto company had this classic problem. A driver sees a weird blinking light on the dash. The old way? You're digging through the glove box for a dusty old manual, or you're making a costly, time-consuming trip to the mechanic. The new AI-powered way? The driver just points their phone's camera at the warning light. The virtual assistant sees the light, instantly checks it against every service manual in existence, and gives them interactive step-by-step instructions right there on their screen.
And the results for the business were just crystal clear.
This multimodal solution didn't just make customers happier, though it definitely did that. It directly lowered their support costs, it helped customers solve their own problems way faster, and it put the right information right in their hands exactly when they needed it most. It's a total win-win.
And hey, it's not just for customer support. Just look at the world of fashion and apparel. Puma is now using image generation to dream up a new sneaker in hundreds of different styles and settings, all without having to do a single expensive photo shoot. That just completely changes the speed and the cost of bringing a new product to market. It's incredible.
So the potential is pretty obvious, right? The next logical question is always, okay, this is great, but how do we actually get started? Because you can't just flip a switch and become an AI-powered company. It takes a real strategy.
The companies that are really succeeding with this are using a dual approach. From the top down, leadership has to set a clear vision. They have to align AI projects with the big business goals so everyone's rowing in the same direction. But, and this is just as important, you need a bottom-up approach. You have to empower the people on the front lines, your engineers, your marketers, your salespeople, to experiment and find ways to use AI in their everyday jobs. Because trust me, the most powerful ideas are often going to come from them.
And woven through every single step of this journey has to be a deep commitment to doing this responsibly. This part is completely non-negotiable. It means setting up clear ethical guardrails from day one, it means having rock-solid data security, and it means having humans in the loop to review what the AI creates. You have to constantly monitor these systems to make sure they're performing correctly and not causing any unintended problems. At the end of the day, safety and trust, that's the real foundation you build all this innovation on.
So the key takeaway here is pretty simple. Success with AI isn't just about having the coolest new tech. It's about building a culture where leadership provides that North Star, that clear vision, and the teams on the ground feel empowered and safe to innovate. That combination, that's the magic formula that truly unlocks the power of this technology.
And that brings us to our final thought for today. I'm going to leave you with this question. I want you to think about your own daily work, the mix of documents, spreadsheets, images, conversations you deal with. What is one complex workflow that you could totally reinvent with an AI that understands all of it, all at once? The answer to that question just might be the future of your business. Thanks for tuning in.